Hello, and welcome to another episode of Cheapskate Garage. We're gonna get right into the series of the Thunderbird. It's my 7-year car project. It's managed to survive and stay here and not be sold yet. And the reason why we're getting into this is because I got the Jimmy sold. We're using the proceeds from that to be put into the Thunderbird, and we're gonna start off with. This is the introduction video. So let's get started. Alright, hey guys, so we're going to do the first things first, which I should have done a long time ago, is I should have gone and made a parts list of what I have, what I didn't have. And if you hear Creed playing in the background, you were right. But I started this project back in 2014. The car was just a rolling shell. I'll throw in some pictures in there. And not only was it a rolling shell, it came with a 63 Thunderbird for parts. So I robbed the engine out of that, the transmission out of that, the brake lines out of that, a lot of miscellaneous pieces. And when I got this car as a rolling shell, it had no windows in it, it had no interior in it, there was parts missing off of the roof, or the roof brace across the top needed to be welded in. I did that. A lot of money. But let's get started writing this list. So I think let's start from I guess we'll start from the front and work our way back. So, front bumper. The nice thing is I'm writing this list right here. I'm going to have it. And the next owner of the house will be able to see this list and be like, what was that? So, front bumper, headlights, radiator. Starting to remind myself of that old Riley song, engine, piston, I can't remember it, but cooling fan. I ordered one from the O'Reilly store the other day, and it finally came in. I didn't realize what I was ordering was a plastic piece of junk. Well, it's not a piece of junk at work, but it's plastic. I don't think I want a plastic radiator fan in there. It's just not gonna look original to the car. But let's see, we got cooling fan, alternator, or generator. This car originally came with an alternator, or with a generator, and I'm going with an alternator because it's just better. Fun fact about this car is the previous owner installed a security alarm in it and hacked in to all the wiring harness, so that way the headlights would flash. So I'm going to rip all that out. I don't want that. I want to try to keep this car as close to original as possible. Obviously, I can't get some parts. A lot of the parts I have to order out of a graveyard, bring them home, blast them, and repaint them before I can even install them. Like right now, the rear window in the car is just resting there. It's not actually in the car and supported, so I might be able to get a little bit of video doing that. Earlier this year, my wife was really cool and came out and helped me put in the front windshield. I got to do all the chrome around the car. I got to do roof rail gaskets. So this is going to be a fun little series. We're going to call it the Thunderbird series, and that's what it's going to be labeled under. But let's see, alternator, power steering. Front brake lines / bleed brakes. Wiring harness. Spark plug wires and timing. We got the passenger side exhaust manifold to fix. Let's see. I actually was able to go get some new tires now, so that way when it's sitting there on the ground, it's not sitting on 3 flat tires. Well, we got the new tires. They're gonna look pretty good. They're gonna look a lot better than what was on there. Man, the posse in this truck is getting with it today. I'm breaking loose around all these corners. I think, and then we just got the transmission kicked down. Transmission shift. I'm gonna just include this one in. Vacuum line. There's a vacuum line that runs over the top of the transmission and down for the modulator there. I don't know what it does, to be honest. That's the mechanical stuff pretty much that it needs. We're gonna need seats. I have those. And then the rest of the dash. And my goal this year, or in the next few months, is just I want to get the car on the ground. I want to be able to jump in it, fire it up, pull it out of the garage, maybe take it down the street. That's my goal. It doesn't have to be, I'm not looking to get everything exactly perfect on it, because I know that's going to take an even further extensive amount of time, which I'm happy to do, but I want to be able to go just put it on the ground and drive it. Maybe take it to work, go somewhere. It's going to be definitely a fair weather car. I don't want to get it all wet and rainy and nasty. It's in really good condition. There's no rust on the car. That was a big bonus. When I was looking for a project car, I got under this one and I saw there was like no rust. Obviously there was a leak somewhere, whether it was oil or transmission fluid, but there was a leak. It sprayed the back of the car. That's still there that I want to clean up. I went down to discount the tires the other day. When I got the tires, the guy threw in 23 lug nuts for it. And I was like, hell yeah, score. What else? There's a headliner. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And then we'll find out where we're at once we get it running, and we're gonna have a lot of other stuff. But let me give you a quick walk around of the car. So here we got, this is a Ford 390. It's got a Edelbrock 650 CFM carb on it. I think that should be enough. That's a air cleaner that I had laying around here from another vehicle, and I threw it on there just for now because it'll work. But we're going with the old points distributor on it because that's what it had back in the day. Classic Wix oil filter. This engine's been completely rebuilt, so it should sound just nice on it. It was kind of interesting. I searched and searched for a thermostat for this motor, and it's a whole tank that comes up. I got to do that too. I should have put that on the list. But you can see this wire is just spaghetti in here. It's driving me nuts. We have the brake booster that's all refurbished. As you can see, that there's no brake lines hooked to that. We got to do that. And we do have a working throttle linkage. But we had the whole back wall fire inside, everything else painted. I did 99% of the body work myself, and when I did that, before the guy painted it, that I hired paint it because I didn't have enough confidence in myself to paint the car, he said he was going to do a final sand of it and straighten everything out. Well, I didn't really get my money's worth for it on that. But it's got these cool tail lights. I got the little blue gems that I could put in here. Some of the cars, I don't know if that was just a 60s thing or a some of the cars actually came from the factory like that. So we're gonna have to find out. Oh, I gotta add one thing to my list. Where'd my pen go? Of course, I'm missing it now. So there's the list. Let me find my pen real quick. Oh, here it is. We're gonna put this at the top of the list. Clean gas tank. And I'm not going to remove it to do that, but I'll show you guys how I'm going to do that. It'll be kind of interesting. Some of you might have seen it before, or have done this before, some of you might, maybe not. So let's get up, show you the interior of the car. See, nice new black wheels. I just keep the sheets over it and keep some of the dust off of it, not all. But this whole dash right here had a big old crack in it right here. I went through and I cleaned it all up. I actually replaced this. And if any of you guys want to know how to do that, it's actually a very big pain in the ass. But I made a special piece of wood that I could put right in here where the stereo goes. And I clamped that up in there while the glue set up and dried. But the interior in this car is actually in really great shape. And it's going to be good. And over there, you can see it. That's the support brace that I had to weld in. That was like one of the very first things that I did on this car when I got it home. But all the gauges are put back in it. And this car has the swing away steering wheel. Let me get back here, maybe you can see that a little better. So, they thought this was the coolest thing back in the 60s to do this. And it was the idea behind it was the women slide this out of the way, swing their legs out, and get out of the car comfortably while wearing a skirt. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it. We got cool Thunderbird logos that are brand new. And we got all the chrome trim and stuff for the back windows and the front windows. They're hiding in the trunk right now. Yeah, here's another project that we're going to get to one of these days. Yeah. So I think this is going to be a fun little series, and you guys are going to get to see how I do a lot of the stuff that I do, because I want this car to run right. I don't want it to go down the road just coughing and sputtering. I don't want wheel bearings falling off. Trying to do it right is what I'm saying. On a budget, of course, but I want it done right. So stay tuned. This is what, episode 1, and tell your friends to like, subscribe, and then share the video. Get other people interested in it. We'll catch you guys later.